Voters in Gering turned down a bond issue for upgrades and renovations at Gering Middle School. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the voters have spoken and have rejected a proposed up to $43 million bond for upgrades to Gering Middle School. The Gering Public School Board had asked voters to approve the issuance of up to $43 million in bonds for new classrooms at the school, as well as partial demolition and renovations of parts of the existing building. The initial run of votes released shortly after Tuesday's voting deadline showed the question trailing 57% against 43% in favor based on 2,000 ballots counted. Less than 1 hour later, the final unofficial tally was delivered, with 1,752 voting against the bond and 1,281 in favor. Turnout for the election was approximately 44% of the registered voters in Gering. With the rejection of the bond, district officials issued a statement saying, "While the bond did not pass, our students' needs remain. This process has started an important conversation about the future of Gering Middle School, and while this outcome was not what we had hoped for, our commitment to finding solutions has not changed." It goes on to say that they know the conversation is not yet over, and they are committed to listening, learning, and moving forward together.
We will look at what our future for Gering Middle School will be, and this is about our students. It's about their safety, it's about the opportunities for academic success, and for a facility that can provide them those two things. So we will come back, we will be committed, we are committed to Gering Middle School and to our students.
The County Canvassing Board will meet in the very near future to finalize the results. Well, as one door to a school bond issue closes, another one opens, this time in Box Butte County, as the Hemmingford Public School Board of Education called for a bond election that would fund a comprehensive facility improvement project. Superintendent Travis Miller says the nearly $18 million bond would be an investment in students, staff, and the community, addressing a range of critical needs identified through extensive community input and facility assessment.
We've worked very closely with Jack Baker, architect, in developing the proposed project. We spent a lot of time visiting with students, staff, community members, Board of Education, asking the people what the needs are, and really the Board of Education has worked to have this focus on the critical needs rather than wants. It's a needs-based assessment.
The community is invited to learn more about the project at two scheduled meetings starting at 7 p.m. on April 7th and April 23rd at the Hemmingford Schools Gymnasium, with tours available both days starting at noon. The mail-in only bond election would have a May 13th deadline for returning ballots to the Box Butte County Election Office. More information about the improvements the bond will fund, conceptual renderings, and the bond's impact on taxes is available online at HemmingfordLegacyBond.com. And Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen has announced the retirement of Colonel John Bolduc, the superintendent of the Nebraska State Patrol, following a 38-year career in law enforcement. Bolduc's retirement is effective May 4th, when he reaches the NSP mandatory retirement age of 60. Pillen said his dedication to the agency and those who work at NSP is evident. Pillen called Bolduc a steady leader and said he appreciated that he chose to devote nearly a decade of public service to Nebraska. The governor's office will receive applications from all candidates interested. Applicants are instructed to submit their application through the governor's executive appointments portal. That deadline is April 1st. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. A 60-year-old Gordon man has been sentenced to a total of 27 to 34 years in prison on child pornography convictions. Last July, the online group Predator Poachers headed to Sheridan County to confront Robert Amiot Headley about his online actions. While they were confronting Amiot Headley in front of his house, the Gordon police arrived on scene, and they ultimately granted consent to search his phone, where they found hundreds of photos of children from infants to teenagers performing sexual acts. This week in district court, Judge Travis O'Gorman sentenced him to 25 to 30 years on a conviction of visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct of a child, and another 2 to 4 years for possessing visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct of a child. The sentences will run consecutive to each other, and Amiot Headley will also have to register as a sex offender. Well, a 57-year-old Terrytown woman who was sentenced last August to a mandatory minimum prison term of 3 years has lost an appeal of her conviction in the case. Tina Sanchez claimed the Scottsbluff County District Court erred by rejecting a motion to suppress evidence from a 2023 traffic stop in which nearly 11 grams of methamphetamine and a digital scale was found, leading to charges of possession with intent to distribute and no drug tax stamp. Sanchez, a passenger in the vehicle, claimed the driver's failure to signal a turn from the private parking lot onto a public street did not provide the probable cause needed for the stop, but the Nebraska Court of Appeals disagreed. She also claimed that the stop was pretext by officers wanting to arrest the occupants for drug possession, but the intermediate court cited case law that, as long as a traffic violation occurred, any purported ulterior motive for the stop was irrelevant.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
For this week's featured Pet of the Week, we meet Mau Mau, a 3-year-old domestic shorthair that was brought in as a surrender with a healed, fractured pelvis. Staff says she can get out without the help of her feline wheelchair, but probably still needs it a few minutes a day just to help with that mobility. Her adoption cost is just $50, and that includes her spay, microchipping, and all vaccinations. To meet Mau Mau, or any of the cats and dogs available for adoption, you can head on over to the Panhandle Humane Society daily during normal business hours.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Let's take a look at your midweek community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Uh-oh, you have to open the old gliding door to the patio again, but that thing stopped gliding long ago. Did you know that your old, ugly, hard-to-open gliding door is probably the #1 source of loss of heat in your home, and that broom handle lock is not secure? Renewal by Anderson's gliding patio doors are simply the best of the best, and Renewal has an incredible offer right now. Don't miss it. 20% off every door, plus no money down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. No payments until 26. Please book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com and start gliding again.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen this week announced the appointment of Katie Thurber as Commissioner for the Nebraska Department of Labor. She has been the interim director since December, and her appointment will be effective pending confirmation in the unicameral. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.